Bucs, go Bucs. Go Bucs, go Bucs. First and goal, we gotta tough it out. Get in the end zone and call a hot route. O-line of beast, might win the streak and have Humphreys run right underneath. You know it's Bucs ball, we got the hardest D. Bring the pressure to the QB, you know it's routine. We got hard greaves. Welcome to Tampa, welcome to Tampa. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Reppin' for my team. Go Bucs, go Bucs. You know we want the ring. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Welcome to the Bay. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Tune in with BUCnBLAKE. Bucs back, we can run and toss. Mike Evans looking like Randy Moss. And Jameis making play after play. On the defense, you can't stop Levante. On my boy McCoy, who you can't avoid. At the Raymond James, you about to feel the pain. If you a Bucs fan, make a lot of noise. If you a Bucs fan, make a lot of noise. Go Bucs, go Bucs.
Can you feel that thing that's oozing out your doggone hand? That thing is beating your doggone chest right now.
Hello live stream. Hello Moto. Hello Moto. As usual, we're just gonna hang in there for a second. But to everybody to tune in. Always make sure to check YouTube. I add extra videos and all that stuff. I can't quite do that. Uh-oh. I'm in the presence of a legend. Tampa legend Mike Deason is on the show. We're just gonna give the guys a minute for everybody to tune in. So I got a celebrity in the room. It's Mr. Mike Deason himself. Daniel Falls, as usual. Like as always, you guys post your comments and all that stuff. And I'll get to it at the end when I wrap it up. What we looking like on time? It's 8:36. Get some sleep here in a little bit. Gotta be at work at midnight. Celebrity like the princess? Yeah, man, Mr. Mike Deason. I don't know if he's still in the. I don't know if he's still in the chat. You know, Mike Deason from Tampa Bay News. It's all in the scene. It's so weird. It shows you guys here and then it shows you guys not here. So I'm not sure where we're at. Alright. Oh, Nick Gallagher in the building. Dan, how many people does it say that's in there? This is where I'm just confused to tell how many on my end versus how many you see on your end. Mike's working too, right? Check baby, 1 2. Check baby, 1 2 3 4. All right. So let's get it rolling. Welcome to another edition of Live Stream with your boy Buccaneer Blake on Buccaneer Blake Sports. Now, where should I start? Chicago comes rolling in town. I was looking forward to actually seeing my homie living in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's been a longtime Bears fan, Mr. Samuel Watson. Give a little shout out to you first before I start the show. I'm sorry I missed you. Regardless of the outcome of the game, it's been nice to see you. When I was young, you was around when I came out of high school and played with you guys, and we won a little title, you know, I won a championship my rookie season. It was fun, man. It was a good times, man. You gotta appreciate the times you spend with your old teammates and stuff. Being how you're an old geezer now, you were like a seasoned veteran when I came around, and I was a young stallion. But anyways, Buccaneers host the Bears Sunday at 1 o'clock. Get the win, 36-10. Bucs finally win at home. I think it was 7 games since we've won a home game. Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan first and foremost, but yeah, you gotta let the fans see a win every once in a while. Like, Jesus Christ, especially getting blown out sometimes at home. But let me roll in. I said Winston goes 23 for 33, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That 1 interception, Andrew will disagree. I watched the highlight to hit Cecil Shorts in both of his hands, and it fell right in the defender's hand for an interception. Winston also threw for 312 yards. Cutler went 16 for 30, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Bears running back went for 15 carries, 100 yards. He's pretty good running back for them. They keep that going. Hopefully they don't treat him dirty like they did my man Matt Forte. But we'll see what happens. They kind of went away from him later on in the game because you kind of got back and you needed to throw the ball. It was just, oh man, that's a bad team. Cameron Brate led all receivers with 7 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown. I looked up something that was interesting. I said Robert Aguirre, if I looked at that correctly, everything 40 yards and under, he's still pretty accurate, besides minus the extra points. But that's what I think we picked him up, because it was 40 yards and under. Everything else, you know, it's a hit or miss. Ooh, excuse me, I don't know beyond, but yeah, I was looking at that. I said maybe that's why they keep him around, because they're looking at where he's hitting the kicks from and the man they're hitting from. But Brent Grimes starts off the day with the first turnover with a poorly ran route and a poorly executed play with Jay Cutler and Alshon Jeffries. Grimes basically ran a better slant post dig route, whatever he was running better than Alshon Jeffries. Got an easy interception for a minimal return, which is fine. We didn't do anything with the ball. It happened a lot. We got a lot of turnovers early, but we couldn't converge them into field goals or points really early. Like the 7 points that we got early it was a defensive touchdown, not the defense giving back to the offensive touchdown. Defense scored, and we got 7 points off of it. Chris Conte, Lord. Chris Conte missed a whole lot of tackles in the run. All he basically made was a pick 6, and then people will think he had a good game. No, he did not. And I think at the end of the game, he got beat bad on a post by Alshon Jeffrey. He fell down. Safety play has got to get addressed. Noah Spence showed up again. 3rd sack in 3 games. Got a sack fumble against Jay Cutler in the red zone. Just we got the ball back, kept the Bears off the board. Now let me tell you, we had all momentum going, right? And going in the half, I'm like, all right, you know, this looks good. You know, me sitting there, I actually didn't bring my sunglasses to the game. Luckily, the sun wasn't blazing too much. So I'm sitting there in the stands like, all right, you know, Bears rolling, about to throw this Hail Mary, try for this field goal. This SOB throws a bomb and 81 catches in the back of the end zone before halftime. So I was just sitting there. Everybody in the stands got all upset or whatever. And you know me, I just sat there like a hero and heroine with this stoic face, just like I just sat there and didn't really want to give too much emotion to it. But I just like, oh my gosh, why can't we just win a game, you know, with a comfortable lead? Why does everything gotta be down to the wire with stuff like that? I guess it's a Bucs life, right? But it was a good win for the team after being called out by Derrick Brooks, which I'm glad somebody finally did. You're being so scared to say what you need to say to people because you might hurt people's feelings. Sometimes you have to say things in a manner like that to get things going. That's one thing Bill Parcells was good at, was the ability to get people excited. The ability to get people excited and motivated to make plays. And that's one thing he was very good at. And I think hopefully down the line we'll learn to do that. Our coaching staff will learn to do that, and we'll go forward from that. I said that offense. Yeah, offense struggled. Like I said, offense struggled at first with all those turnovers. Like I said, the game we should have had probably 50 points had we turned those turnovers into points. But like I said, it's still a learning process. Our offense is still very limited. Thankfully, Doug Martin came back. Between him and Peyton Barber, I think they racked up 71 yards total and 1 touchdown that we were trying to force feed to Martin so he would feel good and get his confidence level back. And I think it was a good thing seeing him back on there, and way to fill in for. We had two injuries on the offensive line. Like I said, that's one of the positions that we've been really deep at, and well filled was. We're still missing J.R. Sweezy, which he might actually finish on IR for the rest of the season to help heal his back. As I guess we're looking in the long run. What was I going to say? Oh, we feel that Kevin Payne-Field's going on concussion protocol, and Joe Holly was out, so we replaced him with Evan Smith, Dietrich Smith, and another boy from Africa, Benenat. I told you about draft day, where his mom thought they were playing soccer, and she actually signed him up for football. Yeah, they filled in well. Protected Jameis for the most part. I think a lot of the pressure was coming from the edges. Offensive line play does got to get better. I mean, it's a win. Like I told you before, this team is that Bears team is god awful. Especially it starts with the quarterback play, and it's exciting to see your team win. But I'm not overlooking it. My expectations for this team are where Jameis Winston's are. It's to win every game. It's to win games you're supposed to win. Either you're supposed to win games you're not supposed to win. Find ways to win instead of find ways to lose. The will to win, that line is going to keep coming back. You're going to hear me say that all the time. The will to win, you got to have that will to win. That separates the men from the boys. The winners from the losers is that mentality. You don't want to go through that robotic motion of people just want to get paid and be out there and play half-ass. Like I said, if I was a player, I promised to never do that. And he's one of those players, and that's one thing I could respect about him, regardless of what's said about him. Well, I ain't gonna say regardless. I had to do my own little look into with that whole, couple years ago thing. But we're talking about football. On that point, you're giving everything you got. And that's all I could ask for, is to be competitive. Do everything that you can do. Try not to do too much, because when you do too much, people put all the blame on you, and you get too little credit. When he's doing that now, I think it was 12 interceptions now. I mean, 12 touchdowns and 1 pick in the last 4 games, which he's picking it up, taking what's given, check downs, running, and take whatever we can get and keep the offense moving, or live the fight another day instead of turning the ball over like he was early in the season. I know everybody's going to enjoy that part where Jameis Winston kind of was doing the Johnny Manziel retake, the scrambling, run around circles, then bomb it up to Mike Evans and at 40 yards downfield. The corner just badly undercut the ball, and then Evans just made a nice play. And I think the next 2 plays was a crossing route from both sides. Freddie Martino was on the left slot, came up for about 10 yards and started kind of flaring towards the right pylon, and the other receiver went under in front of the corner, and the corner side adjustments was focused on the under, and Freddie Martino went over and got separation from the corner underneath versus him over top. There was room to get the ball in there. A nice floater for Freddie Martino's first touchdown of his career. Congratulations. With all that, it brings me up to my breaking point. And my breaking point today, it was a tough one, very tough one. But in the breaking point, there can only be one. And that breaking point would be Robert Ayers sack, fumble in the end zone on Jay Cutler. We were already up 17 points at that point. I felt if they came down and scored 7 points, they'd be back in the game by 10. this strip sack fumble that he pretended to throw for a safety, and then it led up to another touchdown. I thought that was the breaking point, the point that ended the game, and got me sitting comfortably in my seat, enjoying the game with the Bears fan. You know, I kind of said that when I was sitting in the stands too, watching the game. I don't act like an asshole when I'm in the game and my team's beating yours. Like I'll sit up here and try to make it a personal thing between us. I just want to enjoy it. I tell people I enjoy the game. You guys got players on your team that I like. It's not. I don't think there's any team where there's not players that I enjoy watching or looking forward to watching. And the Bears had a few of them. An organization I've respected for a long time. I enjoy people and fans that wear jerseys from older players or players that I like. Except for that Jay Cutler jersey. Oh dear God, that thing needs to be burned. But it's about the experience that game, and I purposely get frustrated and angry about that because like people try to ruin people's experiences instead of trying to help make their experiences better coming to games and all that, and try to make arguments and try to make things on a personal level. Like when I went to the Steeler game, I had to break it down to the guy. You and I aren't playing. We're sitting here watching. Oh, no, we're not playing. We weren't playing 5 minutes ago either. So I'm just here to watch a game. I respect the Pittsburgh's organization. I've always rooted for Pittsburgh when there was times to root for them. It's just an organization I respected, and I think they ran it pretty well. You know, up until, you know, I had started having mixed feelings about Ben Roethlisberger and his old sexual assault allegations and rape allegations, which I thought was probably poor handled by a local police department there. Well, oh, excuse me, I told you need some naps, and decent, you're right. There's not too much to ramble on about in a whim. The point I just want to say, I don't want people to get complacent. I don't want people to overthink things. Like Cameron Brate came to play today. Everybody showed up and did what they needed to do. They didn't have to do too much, and they didn't do too little. Like I said before, this team is in a bad place. I had to break it down to them, and I felt bad for them that you were stuck with Jay Cutler to the year 2020, averaging about $14 million a year for that kind of play. Lackluster performance, lackluster of leadership on a team that needs leadership, guidance, and motivation for guys who want to play in the city of Chicago, so the Bears don't have to feel like the outcasts to the Cubs and the Blackhawks, who just brought home 2 titles, and then they're the black sheep. I can understand fans hanging in there and getting frustrated, because it is frustrating. I said when you want your team to go in the right directions, but people's egos, people's think they know it all, end up setting you back, and it hurts your franchise. That's what kind of frustrated me for so long with Tampa Bay, that you've had opportunities to move this organization forward, and you choose to lead your franchise in a Roman environment. You make moves based on what the crowd is yelling. I'm gonna tell you right now, Glazers, them fans don't know a damn thing. I said, if you only listen to the stuff that they say, it's idiotic. Not all of them, but some of them. You don't recognize that to the game. Like I said, there's much difference between an NFL game and an NBA game, because y'all must know I am a Hornet fan. And I've learned there's the different kind of people in those games and in NBA games. Because in the NBA, they don't act like that. I went straight down in the heart of Miami with my Hornets gear, and I did not get bothered. Nobody ran it in. Nobody said anything. I guess it's only an NFL thing. People want to make things personal. I don't know, that doesn't have much to do with the game. Well, it kind of does, because, as I said, it's an experience thing. It's a respect thing. And I think it goes with the play on the field and the play of the fans in the stands. You owe your team respect and other people respect when you're there at these games. Man, pretty much covered everything. You guys haven't left any notes. Just been Daniel up in here as usual. Of course, everybody can still see the re-recording. don't go to Philly wearing a Bucs jersey. I did that, and I remember I was a Buc fan in Philly, and it wasn't too good. I mean, I would say it wasn't bad. A lot of people didn't say anything unless they're playing each other that week. People tend to not really care. People are really trendy about things, and they only focus on things because what they think is a trending topic at that time. So it didn't really bother me. It was like, oh, you're a Buc fan, unless I'm in Philly wearing a Cowboys or a Giants jersey, or a Redskins jersey, that'd be another story. But that's how that goes. Your Vikings, they're falling apart. Minnesota Vikings are falling apart. You're losing faith in each other. Offensive line is depleted. Adrian Peterson's gone. You got receivers that Cordarrelle Patterson that can't deliver. It's a lot of crazy things what's going on with the Minnesota Vikings dropping 4 straight. I said at this point, you can blame each other and try to find reasons why it's happening to keep your job, or you can actually do something about it and move forward. What do you need? What do you need to do? What could have you done? What could have you done better? Welcome to the show, Sam. I gave you a little shout out earlier. You'll be able to check it out when it's posted on my page and on YouTube. What can you do to righten the ship? Like I said, with Buccaneers, the most focus should be is 500 right now. Getting back to 0-0. That's 500 to me, is 0-0. And moving forward from there. The players getting help later on in the season. Better than Brown's team. Again, like I told you before, I think a lot of that mishaps with organizations are the ran by guys who never played football, who don't really understand the game. Just because you're good with finances doesn't mean you're good with the actual, movement of the pieces down below. And you want to feel, I learned a lot listening to Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones was one of those guys. He was the financial backing of the start of the reign of the Cowboys. He was the financial backing. He didn't really get involved in the legwork, the going to people's towns, drafting players that, picking up players that want to be here, finding guys on the low. He wasn't good at that, but he's trying to get better at that. That's why he doesn't really have a GM or other guys. He does it all himself. But that, before my rambling on there, that's what's going on with the Browns. I think ownership there is lackluster. 49ers ownership is lackluster. You're running people out of the league, retiring. It's just the Browns, they just can't seem to get it right. You can, like I said, you can keep replacing head coaches and quarterbacks every season, and it's just not going to matter, man. It's not going to matter till you fix what's inside you. What are your values of this team? And you carry your personal values over to the team, and the rest shall fall. Tony Romo not starting. He's wised up. He's not complaining. He cares about this team winning. Dak Prescott is doing more with the team that he's had over the past 10 years. So what can he do? Des Bryant's not even complaining. You can't argue if you're winning. Well, you shouldn't. If you do, it's just you're just a selfish bastard. And let's talk about the Mike Evans thing. There's always an argument thing, like I told you with Kaepernick. You're entitled to your opinion. I like Mike Evans the player. I don't know Mike Evans the person. I can't tell you that. I don't know. I can't pretend to know that. He's entitled to his opinion. And I think, and I'll take a great quote from my man Tommy Sotomayor, I always watch on YouTube. You would rather attack a guy who does things in a peaceful manner than to attack somebody who does things in a radical form. And what I mean in a radical form, I mean protesting, hurting people, saying mean things to people, saying mean things about other stuff. But I just think that's always the case. We tend to go up for somebody who's easier to attack than attack somebody who I guess might be combative with us. Because I really don't care. I didn't care about the Kaepernick thing before, and I don't care about Mike Evans not wanting to. That's his decision. That's fine. I said everybody's gonna have their point about it. Blah blah blah. Military week, military appreciation week. I'll tell you, like I said before, I said these guys actually done things for troops, provided them with food, provided them with helping them see their families, coming to see them. So if anybody has the right to say what they want to say, making it be them. They've done more than me. I mean, I've attended Wounded Warrior projects and stuff, but it's again the thing, like you say, oh yeah, he didn't vote, so why is he complaining? Well, okay. Well, none of you guys do anything for troops. You have the opportunity to, but you're too busy for it. But you want to have something to say about it for somebody who is against something that has something to do with it or not. If you get what I'm saying. I just like I told you before, when I made a post about, you know, the human condition, like people want to feel like you're upper echelon to somebody else, that you can always look down on somebody and feel like you're better than him, my life is better than yours. And it's not about that. And I think that's why a lot of people want to be so judgmental about stuff. Even myself, I got to catch myself sometimes. You get caught. You get caught in the, I don't know what it is. You just get caught up, and you get caught, and you just got to catch yourself sometime. Retype that, damn. We get you what? It's his opinion. It doesn't really bother me or not. You won, you enjoy your team, you trying to win with your team, we move on. Social media wants to talk about stuff like that and make arguments, and I'm sure you can point out many flaws in other people's lives that probably wouldn't be too friendly to talk about. Well, I've rambled on for quite enough time. Like I said, there's not much to talk about in a whim. But like I said, my message today is to not get complacent with beating mediocrity. That team was terrible. The team is terrible. I'm not saying to be disrespectful to Bears fan. I'm not saying it because we won. The team is terrible. But the times we've lost because we beat ourselves. Or injuries end up catching us. And other teams just better than us and they had a good game plan. I mean, that happens. But I don't think we're a terrible team, not by far. I think we need a little bit of more guidance, and I think we need a little bit more being in the right place at the right time and coming up with plays when plays need to be made. And we're going to start picking that up as the time goes on. But I thank you guys all the time for watching my show, and you guys supporting me since, you know, where I started from. The Bears are who they thought they were. You want to crown them? Crown their ass. You play to win the game. Playoffs. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for everything that you've done and been supporting, and continue to support, continue to watch me, continue to give me your views and talk to me about stuff. And so we all got things going on in our life, but you know, showing people you know and you care about love, it goes 1,000 ways. Especially with me, I don't forget. I get mad at people forgetting the things that I do for them, but I don't forget this people do for me. At least I try not to. As we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it, is entirely in your control and up to you. Thank you, guys. Elephants never can forget, and neither does Buccaneer Blake. Y'all be safe and God bless. Go Vikings, Dan. Keep your head up.
And we still East Coast. Yeah. Whoa. You already know it's good morning. It's Snoop Boy scaring niggas like a Ouija board. Seeing is believing, honestly, I can't see you boys. Best of the debate. I roll up and blow my verses away. They wanna know how I do it, they been lurking for days. Still haven't figured a nigga out. Smoking out on the couch with real niggas, man, I feel like a scout. Cause all I do is trap bitches, train them up for you niggas. They come back every day and say they done with you niggas. I talk a lot of shit, but mean it in the best way. I don't fuck with you niggas, I read you like an x-ray. I can see a lot of bitch in you from your display. Watch the nuke drop from above versus DK. Your body like Miley Cyrus, nobody's just zombie virus. Mind you, I'm just a pirate, smoking get high like pilots. Man, a couple grand, I bury them in the sand. Son of Saddam, I'm bombing on niggas like it's Iran. Swoosh, yeah. I feel like Nike gave me a deal. I'm on the road, just cruising like 4 wheels. I'm a flywheel made of indestructible steel. My power can't be controlled. I'm undertaking your soul. My chokehold sick like catching a cold. Got that medication, good weed will redefine gravitation. OG, I take off with no hesitation. I'm stacking up while you hating. And most women love me like fornication. I feel I'm real. I was on 22nd and late with the steel and some mold. Saw the cops had to go. 40 seconds later, niggas rolled up, said you know. Slow nose to my dome, I was sweating the cold. Damn, I lost all my shit. My girl said get a grip, I lost all my grip. No hooks, nigga, look, if you leave your shit, I'ma take what you left, my 16s or this. It don't take much just to get your chick to strip, but that's another story. Had her on them blues, now I call her Dory. I'm on the corner with a 40 in a new category, it's new. Blow up the city and rebuild it. TV fitted, you know I killed it. Saw the house, the shit just got real.